Hi, my name is Henry, and today I'll be doing a vlog review on the book The Giver, written by Lois Lowry. To start things off, the reason why I picked this book was that my older brother actually read this book when he was younger, and he told me that this book was actually really interesting and that it was worth picking up to read. So that's how I ended up with this book. After picking this book, I looked it up on Goodreads.com, and it turned out it had 4.12 stars out of 5, which is actually pretty high. However, personally, after reading this book, I'd give it a 4.5 stars because it was actually that good and I enjoyed it that much. A little bit about the author is that she's the recipient of 2 Newbery Awards, one going to this book, The Giver, and the other book going to her other book, Number the Stars. This book was actually written in 1994, however, there are different versions that are made after. This book has 179 pages, and I do not think that there's a series after this, so this book is actually the only one of its kind, I guess. After reading this book, I guess it wasn't that hard of a read, but it wasn't that easy either, so it was somewhat in the middle. But nevertheless, this book was still really enjoyable to read, and yeah, you guys should read it sometime. What I liked most about this book was that the plot was actually really well planned out and the characters were really developed, like their personalities, how they acted and everything. There was a lot of detail that went into this planning of the book, basically. What I didn't like about this book, I don't have anything to say because there was no part in the book where I actually didn't like a part. So I really have nothing to say about what I didn't like about this book because, yeah, there wasn't really anything that I found that stood out to me that was worth my disliking. Is this book worth reading? Yes, I believe this book is definitely worth reading because this is honestly a really good book, and for people who don't like to read, you might want to pick this book up because it might change your mind, I guess. Talking about a critical analysis about the book, basically it's Jonas, a 12-year-old, struggling to predict what kind of job he received from you would call it the government, because by the time you reach 12, you're given a job, basically, and you have no choice or no say to it. Jonas has a younger sister, currently at the age of 7, but she's kind of irrelevant because due to her young age, and she has basically not that much of an influence in the development of Jonas's character in the book. Jonas's parents are basically your typical parents. His father is a nurturer and his mother, I believe, is a lawyer, and they really don't have also a great influence in the upbringing of Jonas and his decisions and what he decides to do. The other main character that you would find in this book would obviously be the Giver himself from the title. And the Giver plays an important role in the development of Jonas and his, I would say, development as a character. Other than that, I don't really want to say much because I don't really want to spoil the book, but I guess the plot was really well written out. Everything is in great detail. Yeah, overall it was just a really enjoyable read, and I suggest you guys go to the bookstore and probably pick this book up if you have the chance or the money.